So then from that moment, when we recorded that song, then we said, you know what, Tio should be the artist we work with.
Yo.
Yeah, Tio should be our first artist. Yeah. So we started now trying to convince Tio now. Because Tio was another ladies' man, you know, fresh. Like, bro,
I call Tio the Chris Brown of Zambia.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like, and that's what I loved about him, because he can dance, he can sing, he could write and all that stuff. And, you know, I said, okay, cool. So I you know, me and Ian and Kenny, actually. So Kenny Rock, amazing. He's the one who shot the Loyanda video. He shot Vichani. He shot Me I Beat for me. He's your video guy. He's the video guy. He's amazing. He's amazing in that field. So we went to Tio and said, look, Tio, we will make your beats, produce your songs, and then Kenny will shoot the videos. And Kenny was the best. Kenny is always.
So how did you know it? How did you connect with Kenny? Because Kenny killed it. He shot Vichani.
Yes, Kenny shot.
So
Vichani.
Where is he in the? Because you've not mentioned him at all.
Yes, actually, that he's also. So Kenny used to go to Miracle Life. So at Miracle Life there was Chungu. Ian used to be the sound engineer at Miracle Life. As in, he used to be like he used to learn under another man, Mr. Alec. And then there was Kenny, who used to help with the video side at church. Yeah,
all these guys are just from church.
Yes, they were all from church. But I just I hated all of them, because they were just like these church people. You know what I mean? I really liked Ian because of obviously his understanding of music, and also just the realness. He would be the friend who would be like a moral compass for me. You know what I mean? So, so the first conversation I had with Kenny was because when I was doing the TV show as a TV presenter, there would be instances where I would rap, like, you know, just on the show. Yeah. So there was a rap which I did, and I put a line. In the line, I said, "We are like the devil, we kill, we steal, and destroy." So Kenny, when he met me, he was like, "Bro, like, how can you like the first time he meets me, he's like, why would you say that?" So then I was like, because it's cool. so like I was like, okay. So then I remember it made me think, because no one had ever asked me. You know, no one had ever asked me. So like I just thought, hey, this guy is like arrogant. Like, how do you just come to someone you don't know and ask? But anyway, so from that moment on, he started showing me his work. So I mean, Kenny is probably right now, he does the best like commercials. I would say in Africa. He's like the best. I mean, just yesterday, he was in your country shooting ads. He's in South Africa shooting ads, Uganda, he's everywhere. And so it's a huge privilege if you get the chance to
work with him.
I work with him, because like he's so busy.
Okay.
And so expensive.
But
yes.
But at least this is where you connected with him.
So that's where I connected with him. So he would show me what he's working on, and this visual stuff even back then was always like, it wasn't, you could see that, hey, this guy his target is not here, you know what I mean? And so that's where I connected with him.
So now the three of you go and sit down with
Tio.
Tio.
Yes. So the three of us go to sit down with Tio. So Ian and Kenny have always had a mystical bond anyway. So it's they could agree, and so we agreed, the three of us said, okay, look, Tio would be a good guy to start with. And Kenny gave us our first jobs as a professional studio. So he would give us, so he helped put us in the corporate world, yes, because he was already in it.
Okay.
So
but is this before Tio or after?
This was like during. So
all of this happening together.
It was also happening. Yes, it was happening together. So Kenny, and then of course there were other people like the guys from Media 365. Freddie, Mary, Natasha, and Kathy, like these guys were amongst the first who saw in the corporate space. They were the first who saw like, oh, okay, this guy can make beats.
Some
beat, yes. So they were the first people who gave me the opportunity to make scores.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So we did it on a HIV related show called Club Risky Business.
And my question is, at this time, is this a business with you and Ian?
So it's me and Ian, yes.
You guys are partners?
We are partners now.
Okay. Are you partners today?
We are. So
till today you're still partners?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's... So basically, then the studio was called I and M Sounds, but then now it's called Radio Cafe.
Oh yes.
So Radio Cafe.
That's why you say it in your songs.
Yes.
Welcome
we do
to
say
the cafe.
Yes. Straight out the cafe.
Straight
Although
out the cafe,
I don't say it as often anymore. But I think because now with what Radio Cafe has become now, it's very corporate. Yes. Yeah. So it kind of doesn't make sense to include it in tracks anymore. so we don't. I at the beginning when we started out, this is gonna be a long story. I don't think I've ever broken this all down to anyone like this. But anyway, so now we spoke to Tio, and Tio finally agreed. He brought in his manager, who's his cousin. His name is Stephen Mwale. So Stephen Mwale is the owner.
Steven.
Yeah, he's the owner of Ritunes. Yes.
You guys need to thank that guy.
Yes, no, we do.
That guy has helped you penetrate across this continent.
Absolutely,
man.
we do. I mean, I think that. And that's a whole another story.
Okay, we'll get to that other story.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, so that's how we had this conversation. The four of us. We said, okay, we'll produce Tio's music. Steven and said, okay, no, cool. I'll manage and all that stuff. Okay, cool. So that's how we recorded a bunch of songs for Tio. And then we thought, okay, we need to release one of the songs, which was Chikondi.
Chikondi is the one of I Do. It's a wedding song.
No, I Do was before. Was after that.
Okay.
Yes, but there was a first. It's called Chikondi. So that song, in fact, Abe was even in the video acting like a abusive boyfriend or something like that. But anyway,
so the first song that you ever recorded that had a video was this Chikondi.
Was this Chikondi? Yes.
Badwa makolo akosa nazive atiwa zankala nakamwana ninaziva kale iwe bakali beno kumana ninakupasa kale zina Nisiwafe ufuna Nisiwafe uyoba Umuchanga Bamumana Teti ukwane ya matondonganyo Eo nakwata Bali iwe Defwa yangu pele Chite mwiko Chite Ziva kuti mungani konde benzoni sonta uyu mwana nchizende lomba muni jamuni konda mwenili tawizina ni mavela mungani kwelala koma lelo na mvela chifuko mwanena mwana wangu mvela wela koma lelo na mvela chifuko mwanena mwana wangu mvela mchela bamumana teti ukwane amatontonganyo eonakwata bali iwe defwa yankupele ichite mwiko pase mutima pase Chikondi
This was the first. This is my. I think that's our biggest, our first like hit song.
Yeah.
Yes.
As now this new record label.
Right. Yes. So this was our first big song. So Tio. So when we recorded the song, Kenny shot the video, and the video came out, and now Tio blew up. Like everyone knew who Tio was.
Yeah.
It was very interesting because it's like you said, the Chris Brown, he can dance, he can sing, and everyone loved it because it's like Christian music. I remember after that, before even release, he won Best Gospel Artist, and so like now it was starting to unfold.
Yeah,
you know. So just before Tio dropped his album, before Tio dropped that song. Because after Mandiva recorded the song with him and Tio, he went to South Africa. Mandiva used to work in South Africa, and at the time, Pompey was in South Africa doing he was doing his degree at the college he was at, and that's how Mandiva was friends with Pompey and said, oh. And he used to shoot videos. So Pompey said, look, bro, can you shoot me some music videos? So then Mandiva would say, yeah, no problem, I'll shoot them for you, as long as you come to church with me. Or something. That's pretty much the story around that. But then anyway, during their interaction time, Mandiva would play beats that I've made to Pompey. So now, this Pompey was like, these beats. Like, ish. So like he would say, anyway, this is what he told me. So he says, hey bro, these beats, like, so then Mandiva said, oh, but these guys only produce for Christians. So Pompey was like, hey, if this is what it will take, I will become a Christian. So I can be on these beats. So anyway, it was a whole joke and everything. Yeah. And then later on, I got to meet Pompey. And that was another thing that God told me. He said, okay. So when I started making beats, he told me, don't only produce for Christians, for gospel artists.
Yo.
So like, and I understood why. And which also comes now to even the rap side and all that stuff. And yeah, so we produced Tio, then also in the background we were producing.
Tio, you guys do a whole album?
Yes, we did a whole album.
Yeah.
But it took us time because we were still learning.
Okay.
So we were still, so as much as we did Tio's song, when Tio's song came out, we started getting more responsibility from the corporates, right? So it was harder now to work on Tio's stuff. Like if a corporate yes. So with Tio, as much as we were getting the popularity with Tio, but like it was, the money side was coming from the corporate world.
And at this time, have you released another single of Tio's, or that's coming up?
I think yes, we should have released. Yes, we released. We kept on releasing singles. So after that, we released another song called "Fine Fine Boy."
Yeah. fine boy. Now you the call me, but I know be fine cause I'm rocking out Amani. Nah, I'm fine cause I'm godly, so I stay standing, a trooper in the army. God's army, the king's army. Do I entertain the flesh daily? Hardly. Yeah. Okay. Hey. I be fine like not cause my swagger right. Check my swagger, check my swagger meter is going. Christ be the reason I'm in the boots, I know be in the club. So to all my fine boy, put your hands up. Get them all up if you know that Christ got you fly. If it transformed you from a player to a fine boy, fine boy, when I rap him in the studio, from the church to the streets, y'all. Cause he transformed me to a fine. Hey, you got to rap him in the church, y'all. You got to rap him in the streets, y'all. Cause he transformed you to a I love this one though. Fine boy, let's go. Not from Sesame, but I'm definitely from the streets. No, I am not deaf, but most deaf I know they smoke tree. They all think they fine because they have fine glass. Drink wine glass, all they do is puff bar. I'm definitely on the right page, y'all. Got Christ, don't wanna be on my wrong page, y'all. Nah, I'm on the rampage, y'all. Rep Christ on the streets, living on the stage, y'all. He could transform me, he could transform ya. Kalache mukali, monga transformer. Flesh start rising, put it in the coma. Leko pisha cheva kazi na nala. Uzinama, attend you with big buyer. The only thing you're buying is a place in the fire. Place in the fire. Hey, what's it? This boy. Then I put him in the studio. From the church to the streets, y'all. Cause he transformed me to a fine. Hey, you got to rap him in the church, y'all. You got to rap him in the streets, y'all. Cause he transformed you to a fine. Yeah, hey. If you a Christian and you are not ashamed, then you know that you are. If you believe in the gospel and preach it to the lost, you are. Say I'm a. And if you definitely do win souls, then you know that you are. You are. So put your hands in the air, keep them in the air, keep them in the air, keep them in the air.
Yeah,
Fine boy is also big.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Tio was big. Tio was like, yeah,
and that also had a video.
That also had a video, yeah, but shot by MT Productions. Then after that, so while this is going on,
so Kenny didn't shoot this. That
Kenny didn't shoot this because now Kenny was also just
getting corporate
busy.
money.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? And I mean, at the time, we couldn't afford any of these videos. We couldn't afford MT Productions, we couldn't afford Kenny, and they were all sort of on the same vision of trying to, you know, do these commercials and, you know, even do commercials for other countries apart from Zambia.
Which other song did you release for
Tio? So Fine Boy, we did a song called Nimwe. So actually, when we released Tio's first song Chikondi, we released it with 2 other songs. So there was a song called Nimwe. And then there was another song called Candy Love. So Candy Love was like a song he did at a bedroom studio. And he used to like perform it at variety shows, at schools, at churches. So people knew him for that Candy Love song.
So you remade
just
it?
Like in the, so we remade it.
Okay.
Just so that it's more commercially viable, yeah. So from that moment on, so we did Fine Boy. And then he also at the same time while doing, because now we would do commercials with Tio. So Tio would sing these commercials, and that's how we all sort of made a buck, right? And then now when we were done with while you know, trying to make commercials, at the same time because Abel had also come back.
Oh, now
yeah, so Abel had come back, and now we were producing Abel's music.
Okay, so what year is this? Let's get.
So this is now in 2008.
2008.
2000, yeah, around so 2007, 2008.
Okay,
so somewhere there.
So Abel's back. So you guys have two artists that you're working with.
Yes. So these are the two artists we are working with. So Abel was, Abel, because Abel was a full-time
youth pastor.
Yes. So he would only have one day in a week to come and record with us. So in that one day is what. So now, because we were trying to learn how to use software and stuff like that. I mean, as much as we knew, we had the knowledge, of course, but we were trying to perfect the job. Yeah, learning on the job. Exactly. We were learning on the job. So now it took us a lot longer to get these two albums done. It took us 3 years because we only released both Chungu and Tio's albums in 2012. Yeah. So all this time, because there were so many things going on in the middle, we're doing commercials, everyone, including Abel, and he had his work, there was ministry, and all these different things going on. So it was like, we tried to spend as much time as we could in the studio, but it's like we're still also trying to figure it out. And you know, when I started out, I was producing more hip-hop music. So working on Chungu's music, which is worship, was like a stretch. We even tried to incorporate Taz in Chungu's music so that we see, okay, because Taz has made worship music before, but then also Taz was busy. So now it's like it's stored there, and so it was just a crazy, that period was now, you know, trying to figure out what the sound is and all that stuff.
But let me ask a question, because you were told not to rap by God.
Yes.
But I know in Tio's album, that song which I call I Do. I don't think it's called I Do though.
Yes, it is called I Do.
Oh, it's called I Do.
It's called Chikwati, and then in brackets I Do.
Okay, I don't know. I knew there was something before.
You
rap.
I do rap. So now
you broke the rule of God.
So I no.
Became disobedient.
No, so it was like, I think, because what God was trying to teach me during this time,
patience.
Was patience, absolutely, but then also just the the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I a rapper? Why am I a producer? Why am I all these different things? And God was trying to show me, which is something He's trying to teach me even till now. He said, the scripture that I ride on even now when I got saved, from the time I got saved to now, is Proverbs 3 verse 5. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not onto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. That has been my scripture. Like, no matter what I'm going through.
Proverbs 3:5.
Yes, Proverbs 3:5. It answers any question I'm going through. You know, anything. So like, in that moment,
so He was not saying quit. He was saying, but He
trust. Trust me. You know, because now and you see what happened was during that period is when, if I continued pursuing rap, I wouldn't have been producing.
You'd have missed out on this whole path.
And this is everything for, like, you know what I mean? I mean, we've got a pandemic. I would have been, there's no concerts, but producing goes on no matter what, you know, so it's like.
When you enjoy fulfillment, you found another passion you didn't even know you had. You
know what I mean? So there is so much God just by waiting, just by saying, me trusting in God, me not leaning onto my own understanding, and that also came even with producing like secular artists. I do produce secular artists now, but it was the principle that God wanted me to learn of, and which, like I said, I'm still learning. I still sometimes do get, I want to do things in my own strength, and sometimes I do depend on my own understanding of things and look at the scenario and say, okay, you know. But I'll tell you this, I've gotten much more done trusting in God than I have trusting in man or trusting in myself, you know.
I get it.
And so...
Okay, so that's now when because this song is in this album.
Yes.
And so this one even has a video.
Yes.
So are we coming to it or
we will come to it. I mean, Chikwati, so like, now what happened? So there's something interesting that happened. I think the thing that just unfolded everything was Pompey coming into the picture.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.